All right, the numbers are in. What happened finally during the government shutdown, October 1 to November 12th, the longest government shutdown ever, and how that affected the Northern Virginia market. It was interesting. We thought there would be a lot of reduction in the market and what was going on, but in reality, the number of listings that came on the market only dropped 1% compared to the same period of time the year before. The number of properties that went under contract, again, only a 1% drop. And then the ones that went off the market, the properties that canceled their agreements with their selling companies, that went up 5 properties out of 194 in 2024 during that time period. In 2025, it went up to 199. So not a big difference there as far as during the shutdown. The market was still moving forward. People were still taking advantage of a little bit less competition as buyers were taking advantage of people not being out there as much, trying to find out what was going to happen during that shutdown. The ones not affected by the government shutdown went out and made some good deals, came down on some prices, got some closing cost assistance, and but the market itself was flat. It was about the same number of sales, the same number of listings as it was a year before. Now, after the shutdown from November 13 to December 31, a little bit different story. During that period of time in 2024, we had 1,432 houses that came on the market. In 25, it dropped to only 1,080. Now that's interesting. Now I do want to point this out, and that is, and this is something I track, in a holiday time period, how is the travel? And this year was a record number of travelers leaving the DC area to go out of town for the holidays. I don't know if that had a big effect. We'll have to see what happens in January 26 to see if people come back home, put their home on the market. But right now, the listings are down 25% for that time period, November 13 to December 31, 24 compared to 25. The number of properties going under contract, however, remained about the same. 20 fewer homes went under contract in 25 than they did in 24, which was 1,434 properties. And the cancellation of listings also, again, not a big increase there, only by about not even 20 properties. I think it was only like 16 properties more that went off the market than they did a year before. So I would call this one, maybe we missed a bullet here. When it comes to the shutdown, what did that do to the local market? I know that because the competition was not as grand with buyers deciding to step aside, some buyers got a great opportunity to get some money off the price or get closing cost assistance and win the property because they were not having to elbow all the other buyers out of the way. We'll see what this does as far as January is concerned. What I'm hearing from people is there's pent-up demand. A lot of folks have been sitting on the back burner because of what's been going on in 2025, and we'll see how that affects the market in 2026. I'll be here to call it as I see it. Take care. Have a great day. See you later.